Puts up a tough shot. Bounces around. Goes in at the buzzer. Working it down to 2-1. A deep three. Oh!
It's population.
That's how you win a game.
It's population. We hustle every day to find picks. You can tell us if you want to get rich. It's population. We robbing Underdog and PrizePicks. We the best in this biz. You ain't telling us shit. It's population. We love making money quick, fast. Cooking up a team card. The whole crew about to smash. It's population. We do it for the fam, so everybody let's cash. The dopest team you ever seen. Winning money, stacking G's. Bookies setting traps, but they'll never catch me. Some people get addicted like rats to the cheese, but I got one obligation to bring Johnny to his knees. Holding back the props till the morning he knows. They'll be fishing in the shack, plotting nukes with the pros. Only withdraw, never reload. Underrated them amigos. We go with honest, we seeking the bloods. We know when a fucking cheat code. Party that I'm sweating, they can't be good for my health. Some might call it making bets, I call it investing in myself. I'm picking props like stocks. Population for the win. Got my sips in by the buzzer now. Let the games begin.
Unbelievable. Just happened. He did it.
It's population. It's population. It's population. We do it for the fam, so everybody let's cash.
Hello there, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you? Happy Friday.
Yes.
Good Halloween, man. How's everyone doing out in YouTube world? Doing all right, guys?
I'm sure they are. They're all candied up. What do you got there? What do you got there on the screen? What the heck are you trying to do?
On the screen.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know if anyone saw this. This Dodgers fan celebrating with fireworks and blew his fingers off.
Oh, that's nice.
Pretty gnarly, man. Pretty gnarly.
Do you like the Dodgers?
No, I don't. No, we really dislike the Dodgers here in the Bay Area.
That's why you like the video?
So I have no sympathy, but it sucks
Oh,
for him, man.
hell no!
Oh,
Block your
boy.
screen. Fucking kids. Hopefully there's nobody under 18 watching this. Jeez.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was disgusting. Was that
There
real?
you go.
You know, honestly, shit like that these days, that might not even be real.
No, it's real.
I mean, imagine it though. Like these days, everyone wants to get a viral video. They were thinking, what could I do? I know it's probably real, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, shall we get to it, guys? How many games was it? 10?
I think we have 9. Is it 10? I thought we had 9.
Is it 9? Around there.
I believe 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep.
All right. Let's dive in. Kind of first time. I'm caught up on news, but first time really looking at the board because I had a long day yesterday. I just passed out early, so let's. I didn't have the time to update the game sheet fully, but got all the current injury status and notes and projected left in. So, Celtics at Hornets. And a key thing to point out, let's keep track of this as we go through. There are, I think, 8 or 9 teams on the front end of a back-to-back. So, yeah, 8 or 9 teams play again tomorrow. And both these teams are 2 of those 9 teams because they're playing a baseball-style doubleheader. I think they play each other again tomorrow. So we're going to see the same lineup, or same matchup. And as a result, they're resting Big Horford on the front end of back-to-back, and he's going to sit out. So probably going to get even more thin front court for the Celtics, but we're probably going to get Cornette and Hauser splitting the center spot. One thing I want to point out, only thing really different from the Celtics, I mean, obviously besides Horford being out, is Drew Holiday's minutes, man. He's losing minutes to Pritchard. I don't know if that's just because they want to get Pritchard more involved, or they're just trying to maintain Drew's minutes because at his age, they're just trying to save him in a long season. But yeah, he's just eating into his minutes. I mean, he's playing 24 minutes last game. He didn't even touch the court in the fourth. Pritchard played the entire fourth. So I wouldn't play Drew in any DFS or anything like that. And maybe let's look at his lines. It's the Hornets. That's the only thing that's scary. But if his lines are not adjusted enough or nerfed enough, then maybe we consider some unders here. Let's see the game before that. Game before that, he played his normal 32. Yeah, does Pritchard keep playing stealing minutes from him, or is that just a abnormal thing, maintenance here in this matchup against the Pacers? I don't know, because it was a close game, right? They made a comeback. Pacers ended up winning, but maybe they want to Pritchard out there because for the screen potential here. Yeah, but Drew's minutes don't look to be secured and look to be pretty volatile. So he could range from anywhere from 25 to 32 minutes. Maybe even taking the under is a little risky too, because if he goes back to playing 13 minutes, then I don't know. What are his lines? 11.5 points.
My favorite part is that you go to look for Drew's under instead of looking for Pritchard's over. I love that.
No doubt. I will not play Pritchard's over. Unless like Drew's out.
Can you zoom your screen in a little bit? I think you're okay, cool. Perfect.
There we go. Okay. What's his PRA? 19.5. So they have adjusted, man.
They ain't no dummies.
I mean, look at this. He played 36 minutes. 14 PRA against the Pistons. 23 minutes, and I assume that's because that was a blowout against... Yeah, they blew the Wizards out. Yeah, won by 20. Won by 23 against the Knicks in that 3-point barrage. Played 31. He got hot from 3 in that game. He was like at 1 point 3 of 3, I remember. 33 minutes in the revenge game against the Bucks. Bucks are just getting torched by guards right now. Yeah, and then in the closest competitive game they had, besides both games that were somewhat competitive, the Pistons and the Pacers, he played 36, and then he played 24 and a half. Maybe it's just too volatile, man. And given the matchup against the Hornets, we just fade him. But I wouldn't take any overs.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pritchard. I mean, let's look at Pritchard in blowouts. For those who I know, he's a fan favorite right now in the betting community. Does he get more minutes in blowouts?
Ren's here. What's up, bro?
What up? What's up, Ren? 28 minutes in a blowout to the Wizards. 25 in a blowout against the Knicks. So he only played 19 minutes in a close game against the Pistons because Drew played 36, 28, and then he played 39 minutes against the Pacers because we just saw he played the entire fourth, and Drew did not touch the court in the fourth. Maybe I'll try to read some stuff from beat writers on that, but as of right now, both of them are too volatile. Their minutes look all over the place. Yeah, Missoula, I don't know what's going on, man. Can't trust him with that. Did you see a quote from him? He said he wished that NBA would bring back fighting and allow fighting like NHL and baseball.
Who said that?
Missoula, the Celtics head coach. He wants fighting in the NBA. There's not enough passion, not enough fire in the players' bellies, so he wants to see fighting.
Well, there really isn't, man. Shit, the players do kind of look bored.
Yep. So maybe we see some fights sometime. That'd be cool. We used to see fights. Remember, Robin Lopez, Embiid fighting people, Cat.
We got plenty of fighting tomorrow. UFC.
Yeah, That's true. We'll go. Oh, I got some core picks for that. I'll go at the end. Yeah, man. Great matchup for obviously Tatum and Brown here. They're fouling. The Hornets are fouling at high clip. So I noticed that Underdog is allowing free throw props. So underrated. If you don't mind, if you could see if they just started dropping free throw props yesterday. See if they have them for Tatum.
Let's see.
If they do have a free throw line. Free throw made line.
If Underdog would load, nice. It's being a dick. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I don't think they have free throws yet. Maybe they'll have them later today or something.
Okay. Yeah, I when I checked yesterday, it was like 30 minutes before lock. So keep an eye out.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's here at the very bottom. 6 free throws. Sorry.
Very bottom.
6.
6?
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad, guys. I mean, look at the chart here.
6 flat.
Free throws. I mean, it changed. They were. Went to 10? What changed?
Ren wants Barkley and Shaq back for the fighting.
Oh yeah. What chat? If you're there listening, what the current NBA players rosters this year? What matchup fight do you want to see on the court? What would be the best one? Actually, whatever. I don't know what changed, man. Like refresh it, and now they're saying they're like 10th in free throws allowed. So maybe for his position. Let's see if it's by position. Yeah, I'm sure it's by position here. Yeah. See, if you go to Jaylen Brown, they're 26. So it's mainly the guards they're fouling and forwards. I think it was still on Peyton Pritchard. Yeah, it was on Peyton Pritchard. Yeah, so they're fouling the backcourt mainly. But I mean, Tatum kind of, a lot of shots will come from backcourt. But see, it doesn't update. I clicked on Tatum and it's showing this still. Okay, I need to figure this out. Okay. Still there. Let's see how many free throws he had last season against him. I like having free throw props back. Uh, 3 of 3, 8 of 10, 10 of 12, 14 of 14. It's dating back to. So he only played 2 times last season. What's his free throw shooting look like this year so far? To no surprise, he took 15 against the Pacers, right? The top fouling team. And what I said, Isaiah Jackson started. Remember? I said Tatum incoming, 8+ free throws made. And
Yeah.
He got 12. The game did go to overtime, right? So,
I think Isaiah Jackson fouled out too.
Wow, did he really?
Late in the game.
Yeah. I mean, it's 6 flat, the free throws?
It is 6 flat, yep.
I think you consider it. The only problem is if Tatum gets hot from 3 and he's just gonna chuck, and if he takes like 8 to 10 threes, then probably won't get there. So, but I mean, that's a line worth taking a stab at if you want exposure to this game. What's his fantasy at? 49. I got him projected for 51. But that's if he plays a full 35 minutes. If it blows out. Let's look how many minutes he plays in a blowout. 29 minutes, so let's put him at 30. 44 fantasy. So if you take an under, you're hoping for a blowout. It's a 10.5 point spread. And then obviously you take the over, then you want the full 35-minute run. Let's look at Jalen. Only problem with Jalen Brown's free throws is he is not efficient from the free throw line. Yeah, see that 2 of 4, 10 of 14. He had a solid 9 of 10. Do they have his free throw line underrated? Is it 4.5 or 5?
Let's take a peek. $3.5.
I like it. I like it, guys. He's getting to the charity stripe a lot this season. Makes sense. Last year 3 of 4, 2 of 5. See, he just can't shoot like this. Go 2 of 5 from the free throw line, but he should get fouled here, man. That's tempting, guys. That is tempting. Faux show. We'll put his points on here for Ren. And then if for those who want access to Tatum and worried about blowout, let's look at his first half. Okay, so it's not taxed. It's just straight addition. One thing I want to check is, have they played a back-to-back yet? No, it's their first back-to-back. So you just gotta be careful, man, because like the Celtics are already planning for the back-to-back tomorrow by resting Horford. You just gotta be careful, coaches. Like we saw Ty Lue, like they could cut back on minutes per quarter and just like reduce overall minutes, like in the first half too, especially. And they could play maybe a little bit less minutes than they normally play in the first half because of the back-to-back. But it just depends on the coach, because maybe the Celtics want to come in, get the big lead, and then they just rest them in the second half. And they just front load the first half as normal. So something to keep in mind. Let's look at LaMelo. He's at home. Plays much better at home, right? Look at his shooting averages. 26 at home and 21 on the road. Small sample size because he didn't play all season last year. He didn't play Celtics. That was at home last year. 36 points.
Matt P is here. What's up, Matt? He said, "Happy Friday. Let's get it."
What up, Matt? Yeah. Ren said he's gunning for MVP, Tatum. Oh yeah, makes sense. He has. That's the one thing he has left to do, right? He's got the finals win, and he's the finals MVP. The last thing to do is for his resume, legacy, the MVP. But I will say, I looked at his data, and every season he starts off hot, and then as the season goes on, I don't know if he becomes less motivated or bored, but kind of just chills. They beat the Celtics in this game 1-3 because LaMelo balled out, man. 36 points. Does he get up for this game at home? What is thought to be one of the best teams, them and the Thunder, Celtics and Thunder. You know, some of these guys, especially young guys that are still hungry, they get up for these games against the top-ranked team. So he could have himself a game. And if Drew's minutes are going down and Peyton Pritchard's playing more, that just helps LaMelo even more so. But Drew plays minutes, which he could in order to match up LaMelo here. A little bit of a tough matchup, but you get it done. Points are still reasonable. Because sometimes, like last year, he would, when Rozier would be out, which Rozier's gone now, he would get up to 26.5, 27.5. The big thing is if Brandon Miller plays. He's currently questionable, so he could make his comeback. But if he does come back, I'm sure he's on a minutes limit. He only played 11 minutes so far in this season. I'm surprised we even have props for him without confirming that he's in, and then if he's on minutes limit, because there's been no news on his minutes, right? So I definitely wouldn't take an over on him right now. If you wanted to risk it, take the under. Hope that he plays, and if he does, he's on a minutes limit. Because right when that news drops that he's playing, and then if they say he's on any type of restriction, these lines are going to come down for sure. So, and that's about it. I mean, Trey Mann is balling off the bench. He's pretty much plays the LaMelo role with the second unit. I mean, he just dropped 27 in 28 minutes. He's shooting really efficient from three, over 40%. I mean, look at that, 4 of 8 from three, 4 of 8 from three, 2 of 5, 2 of 7. I mean, he's shooting really well from three. But what are his minutes like with Brandon Miller back? Does he still play the same 28 minutes? I'm not sure. One thing I noticed last game for the Hornets is Miles Bridges. What happened? If anyone saw that game, let me know, because I did not watch it. But he played his season low minutes, and he wasn't in foul trouble. Played 23 minutes, 55 seconds, so about 24 minutes. He's normally been playing 32 minutes. So I'm not sure what happened here. I think Cody Martin picked up more minutes and Grant Williams. It looks like they went with Grant Williams more. He was subbing in for him. So, yeah. Yep. And then Grant Williams closed over him. So he didn't even close. Interesting. In a tight, close game. How do we feel about the under on him, guys? And it's Grant Williams' revenge game too, remember. If he gets up for this and he's knocking down his threes, he could look like it. This shows it's in the realm of possibility that he could steal minutes from Miles Bridges. And they might want Grant Williams to help guard Tatum too. So, man, what are Miles Bridges' lines here? Are they normal lines?
Miles Bridges is my normal under, super unders for assists, but normal, he's at 23.5. I see on Underdog. I see you have 24.5 over there.
On FanDuel, he's 24.5. Let's see. I'm kind of feeling under here, guys, but is it too low? That's really low. Like 20.
Yeah.
4.5 ERA, like his points would get up to like 19.5, 20. I mean, is he just like not rebounding? Like, what's going on?
He just had 27 against the Hawks. He had 9 rebounds.
That's like the best possible matchup, right?
Yeah, 9 rebounds against the Heat.
Do we have his PA? 18.5.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be the best. His assists are so nasty.
But the only thing, it's only 2 higher than his points.
Oh, it's 3 higher on Underdog is 15.5. His points are 16.5 over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's not going to help then.
Yeah, some places have his PA down to 17.5. Caesar, DK. What's it on PrizePicks?
Zoom that in for us, please, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks. Go back out a little bit.
Better?
Back out. a little bit. There you go.
Let's see, Miles. What are we thinking here, guys? Damn. So they put him at a flat number for everything.
I like how he's 24 PRA at least instead of 23 and a half.
His PA is still. I mean, his PA is 18. It's not bad. I mean, because we saw he's 17 and a half everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the PA. I don't know.
He's a scary guy. Because he can do a lot in a small amount of time sometimes.
He can. But if we get word that Brandon Miller is back and no minute restriction,
Mm-hmm.
I would feel even better. And then also we have the possibility of Grant Williams, what we just saw last game, taking minutes from him.
Mm-hmm.
I think Grant Williams is a better suited for this matchup because they put Grant on like scoring forwards / guards like Tatum. Probably want him on Tatum, but last year he did pop off against the Celtics, right? 40 minutes and he still only scored 14 points versus them. Oof. This game he dropped 26, but LaMelo was out, Mark Williams was out, and Nick Richards was out. So this one it was just him and Brandon Miller running the show. I might have to do it. I would say this: if you're interested, I would roll the dice now before the Miller news, and just hope that Miller is not a restriction. Because I imagine if it, or just wait for the news and see that he's not a restriction. Maybe they don't change Miles' lines because they're already so low. Maybe that's the way to go. Let's just wait on the news. Let's wait. Let's see if Brandon Miller's on a restriction. I like it though. Also, if you're interested in game stacking this, it would be a good idea to what I would do is, like Ren said, do Tatum's points. Here, let's do this game stack. Let's do Tatum's points.
He said, Matt said, we doing an under on both bridges PRA? Laughing out loud face.
Oh, yeah, you could. Bridge day. And then when they go over, we actually go to the bridge.
We call it under the bridge. We call it under the bridge day.
Here you go. This is a little game stack here. There you go. Because if Tatum's getting his points, that means LaMelo's game staying close long enough. LaMelo gets his points. Positive correlation with Bridges being under. A little 3-pick game stack, or if you want a 4-picker, throw in JB 3.5 free throw made. And this is on the assumption it goes full distance. I'm liking this Bridges under. I mean, we haven't even seen the Hornets in a blowout yet. I mean, all the games have been less than 10-point spreads. They won by 5, lost by 5, lost by 8, won by 5. So if it blows out, it's even better for his under too, possibly. I'm going to read into this. I'm going to read like a game report from the Raptors. See if they talk about why Grant Williams closed over him. Maybe he got banged up. But if it was a coach decision, then I'm with it. I'm with it. Okay. Anything else, guys? Shout it out. But let's wait on Brandon Miller news for the under. Let's make sure that he's actually playing. And if he is playing, that he's not on a heavy minute limit. Okay. Real quick, let's just peep him last season. He played awesome. He played 40 minutes, 9 points, 40 minutes, 19. 14 minutes, 9. I mean, his line is 19.5. I don't know, guys. I mean, you want to risk it now. I would take the under before the news that he possibly is on a minute restriction. Put it in a 2-pick, because if he's ruled out, then you just get avoids and back. Or if you put it in the books, it'll just refund too, DMP. But let me add that. It's a little bit risky because if he's not on a minutes limit, it might be a sweat. But I mean, his normal point line on a normal day is what LaMelo playing 20.5, 21.5. So it's not nerfed that much, but he can get hot from 3. Hope for minute limit.
Yep, right when you see that limit, bump that under quick.
Or you just do it now, risk it for the risk it.
I'll wait.
Because
That's just
it just depends on what book you're on and or what site and how fast. Because some of them just pull so fast, you just have to be ready. But the good thing is that this is this is first game, so the normal start 7:10. We should get that news first. Okay. Feel pretty good about this breakdown. Pretty straightforward. All right. Magic at Cavs. No Banchero for 4 to 6 weeks. That's tough for Magic, man, because they were looking good and it looked like really good year for Banchero. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it sucks.
Because now what do they do, man? Like, they're already struggling to score. There's photos out there of Anthony Black with starter uniform on and pregame warm-up. So they're thinking he's going to start, but oh my gosh, you're going to have Suggs, Anthony Black, and KCP in the backcourt? That's rough. And then you have a sick Franz, who's obviously not gotten over his illness. He played, last game was only, 23 minutes? Yeah, 22 minutes. He just can't finish. His conditioning is just not, the illness is affecting him. So I wouldn't play any of his props until you see him back to full strength. I mean, he might be today, but we don't know, so it's too volatile. Even with Banchero out, it's tempting, but yeah, doesn't look right, man. So he's a stay away. Tough, terrible matchup for Wendell, unless he's hitting his outside threes. This looks bad for the Magic, guys. Real bad. I would almost take the Cavs to cover the spread here at home. You saw what they did to the Lakers at home. Or I would just take maybe Magic's team under. I don't know what it's set at. Let's see. Because I just don't know how they're going to score. Unless, like, KCP goes nuclear from 3 or Anthony Black is not a scorer. Yeah. I would do the Magic maybe under 105. I'll add that on here. Maybe you can even alt it too on whatever site you're on. You can bump it up and get a like minus 125 at a higher line. Let's say game props. They are just, yeah, they're gonna struggle, man. Okay. I don't want anything. I mean, Suggs has been super efficient shooting wise, but I'm sure he's juiced. And does he sustain this 3-point shooting? I mean, 3 of 9, 6 of 13, 5 of 13. But normally, he can really struggle from 3. Let's see the matchup. 63% of his points are from the 3 ball. And the Cavs are ranked top 10. They're 8th in 3 points allowed, at least. The Cavs are not allowing transition points. They're averaging spot up shooting. I think if anything, if you want to take Suggs, it would be his fantasy because he's getting.
Ren says Cole Anthony to the rescue.
Cole, oh my gosh, I would never play him ever. That's underrated, boy.
I do love him.
I mean, he's getting the stocks, man. 6, 2, 5, and then at least 1 in the other game. So, if he can just stay out of foul trouble, that's the thing. He can get in foul trouble at times because how aggressive he is on defense. Let's look at his fantasy line. That's 31. It's not bad. Let me see what I'm projected for. I bumped his minutes. He's averaging right now in the season 1.31 fantasy points per minute. It's because all the stocks I showed you, and then he's dropping 20 points. He's not going to sustain this. This is like almost, he's getting up to near center, what center's average per minute. But if he plays normal 32 minutes here, maybe even picks up a little bit more. Because he's been sitting around 30 to 32 minutes. But they needed scoring, so he plays more. I mean, I got that projected for 10 over. Even in a subpar matchup with Banchero being out, he evens that out. That's the way I would go, guys. I wouldn't take anything else for him in books. I don't want to rely on his scoring. Only 8-minute sample size. Let's take it back to last season. .96 with Banchero off the court. Let's put him on the court. Less. Not much of a boost getting back to last season with Banchero off the court. Okay. Let's put him let's put him at what is it, 0.96? So let's put him at a 1 point. That's still, if we drop him down from his current fantasy point per minute down to about 1, I'd put him at 1. Still puts him over that 31 fantasy. Only thing is blowout. So if you think they can keep it close long enough, that means he's probably doing well. I would just take the full game. But let's look at the first half. The first half could work, just you don't want those early fouls that he can tend to get, right? So it's a straight addition. It's actually a little bit less. Okay. That's what I would do, guys. What do you guys think? How do you guys like Suggs with no Banchero today? Or do you guys think the game blows out? He struggled versus him last year. This is what's scary, man. 5 minutes. Was it opening day? Because he had 3 fouls in the first half. This is what scares me. If you want to take his first half route, he got those 3 early fouls and he played 5 minutes. If he can stay out of foul trouble, I project him for 17 to 18 minutes. Like in this Bulls game, he had 33 fantasy in the first half.
Every time I see a Cleveland matchup, I just want to take the under, whoever it is.
We can look at it. I wouldn't do Suggs though, because he can see how he racks up.
Yeah. I was just saying, when I see Cleveland, I start thinking under.
Yeah, I mean I think the fantasy is the way to go. The points you see it at 7.5, and it looks tempting, but you see here like against Memphis, 16 minutes, he went under the points, 5 points, but he went over the fantasy with 18.9. So, I would do the fantasy, but just know there's risk with the foul trouble. But let's look at the Magic. The under would be Wendell. Or it would be Franz if you're thinking that he's still not 100%, but that's risky without Banchero. Like if he's back full strength now. I don't know how I feel. But Wendell, we don't even have his 4-game points, so we're gonna have to go to the books. 11.5. He got his revenge against the Bulls. I like that under.
Wendell?
Yeah. But, the only thing is, at least last year, he was right on that line, even with Banchero playing, and now Banchero's out, so even more shot volume.
Yeah, I think it's probably
just
yeah, I think it's just scary without Banchero to take any under.
Anthony Black, 7.5 points.
I dare you.
To what? Take the over? No.
You can't take the under, it's so low. Ren says he loves Wendell's under PRA.
Okay. Only thing is that the Cavs give up so many rebounds to centers because how active Jarrett and Mobley are. So when they miss, the centers just gobble it up. But AD was rebound to rebound to rebound.
Ren likes it so much he wrote it 4 times.
Wow.
I don't know if that was a malfunction with his smartphone or that was just him really saying he liked it.
What is it, 21.5? Just hope for a blowout.
There should be a blowout here.
You would think.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Franz just comes out full good to go. All right. That pain is so low for him. But, yeah. All right. What do I have him projected for? 28. But that's him playing 30 minutes, which is a little bit more than normal. Because you see he's playing... He ranges from anywhere from 28 to 31, played 32 piece or so. I think you put him at 31 minutes. I'd put him at 29 fantasy, but really tough matchup. That's all I got, man. Franz, I don't know. I haven't projected for 30 minutes, but I have no idea if his conditioning and his health status. Cavs. I just worry about anything Cavs game because of blowout risk. I know it's only a 7.5 point spread, but I just worry, man, that the Magic just can't keep up with the scoring. It's gonna be a slow game too. It's gonna be really slow. So I don't know, guys. I'm gonna stay away. We found in the stream earlier this week, Jared Allen's the little gem about his 7.5 first half points, but they bumped it. I mean, what he's clearing out of the last 30 games, 28 of the 30 games. So, let's see. They're both about average. All right, Cleveland's top 8 in pace. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I think I'm good on Cavs. If you wanted, I mean, let's just quickly look. You want to go to Jared Allen's first half? Avoid the blowout. But this is going to be engaged against Bankero, right? A couple games last season, he didn't play that many minutes in the first half. In foul trouble? Wow, he had 3 and 4 fouls in the first half. Oh, it's probably because of Bankero. But if he plays his normal 16, 18 minutes, he's getting the points, he's getting the PRA, and he's getting the fantasy. What's his fantasy line at? I mean, he's crushing the first half this year, dude. Absolutely crushing it. He's scoring all his points in the first half. Every game. Oh, they put it back down. That's interesting. I don't know why they did that. They bumped it to 8, and they bumped this to 14 spot this morning, and now it's back down. I'd almost just take the fantasy. Gee, can we use this? Scoring over that every game. I mean, he's averaging 2 stocks in the first half every game. Except one game he didn't have any stocks and he still went over the fantasy. Yeah. Jared Allen first half, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with any of his first half props. But just know pace down spot for him and this low total, man. Or maybe the pace down's good for him. They, set the offense half court. First half, anything. All right, that's all I got for the Cavs. Unless you guys got something. Love window under PRA 4 times by.
Yeah.
There you go. I would say I wouldn't play the Suggs full fantasy over with window under PRA because we want the blowout in this scenario. But you could do the Allen first half anything with PRA under, and that still works out with each other. Because Jared Allen's doing his thing, going off, dropping 15 points in the first half. They're blowing him out. Wendell maybe gets in foul trouble. Some good correlation there. Knicks at Pistons. I'm good on this game, bro. I want nothing. I think Cat, if he's out, that might open some stuff up.
Matt likes Brunson's points.
Okay, I'll put it on there for him. What's it at right now? I mean, you could take it and hope that Cat is rolled out. Because right when we get that news, I'm sure Brunson's going to get juiced. Right? So we might not get that in time. Oh, no, it's one of the early games, too. So we should get that news as well. What's this? Is this points 24.5 or 25?
Funny, Underdog doesn't even have his points.
Or is it baked in with Cat out potentially? 27.
Baked up
He's been
in
at like
there.
24.5. He's been at like 24.5 all beginning of the season.
Yeah, they're thinking he's
I mean,
out for
Cat
sure.
eats into his shot volume big time, but so if Cat's out, obviously we're gonna see Brunson of last year where he's just doing isolation scoring. How has Detroit's defense on isolation been? I saw there was some hype up on people saying his defense has significantly improved, but I doubt that. Let's see. Isolation, they're below average. They're bottom 10. And they're bottom 6 in pick and roll defense, which is Brunson's bread and butter, pick and roll and isolation. I mean, but if Cat's out, who's he running and roll with? Because that's all he's been doing is running the pick and roll with Cat. Is he going to do it with Jericho? I mean, I don't know.
Heck no. Actually, yeah, twice.
Huh?
We'll do it 2 times, not 12.
Two times?
He'll run the pick and roll with Jericho twice in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, Detroit pick and roll is bottom 10, Matt. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I imagine his points is 26.5 in the books, so maybe it's better to take it there. Let's take a look. This site. It's gotta be a better one for price shopping. Looks like the best price is on FanDuel, my 122, if you like it, for 26.5. So I'll put FanDuel. There you go. And then if Cat's out, I mean, yeah, I mean, Hart, it's gonna eat on the glass even more so. But his rebounds high, 9.5. Sure, it's 10 on PrizePicks, right? Let's see. Remember underrated the Josh Hart glitch last year? Yeah, this 10 flat. Do you remember that? What was his rebound at line and PRA? Remember?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it was PR.
I so hard.
I think it was a PR.
Huh?
I think it was PR. I think it was like 26.5 or something.
No, it was 27.5, and then his rebounds were 13.5.
Something crazy.
It was insane. I have not laughed that hard in so long. Look, but now it's back, but it's at the demon level.
Fuck that. Can we go under demons? No.
No.
Jerks.
This PR's getting back up there. 22. I mean, with him, the only thing I ever consider is his RA. Of course, PrizePicks doesn't have it, but if you're, oh gosh, not Kentucky. If you're in other books, let's see. Again, FanDuel's best price, minus 115 at 13.5. You could do a little single game parlay with that. If you're liking Hart and Brunson, pair the Hart RA with, get pretty good value on FanDuel. But this is hoping that Cat sets, because Cat eats up a lot of rebounds. I mean, the rebound chances. (20, 24, 20). And then he only had 4 in a blowout. That's because the Celtics weren't missing, right? So no rebounds to be had if you're breaking, or if you're making everything. So, yeah, I imagine the rebound chances go up even more if Cat's out. That's all I got. I'm done with the Pistons, man. I knew it. I called Tobias bounce back revenge against the Sixers, and he did it. His best scoring game of the season. Ivy continues to just dominate usage and shooting efficient from three, which is really weird for him because he's not traditionally an efficient three-point shooter. So don't count on that three-point percentage all season long. And then Cade kind of came back down to earth, right? 22 points. He started off hot, but then I think Ivy was just doing his thing. Durant only played 11 minutes because he fouled out. He had like 4 or 5 fouls in the first half. So that guy, he just can't play him anymore. He's just notorious for fouls. That's about it, man. The Pistons, unless one of the Ivy or Cade are out, I probably won't touch him for anything going forward. But if you guys like something, shout it out. Now this game is gonna be awesome for overs, right? Kings at Hawks. It's the highest total I think we've had all season so far. 236.5 total. 2 bad defenses, and 2 teams that can hit the 3 ball and put up points in a flurry. So I think the Kings could drop big points here. It's just a matter of choosing the right guys. I mean, right now I hate choosing between Fox and DeRozan. And then Sabonis, we saw what he did. Last game he went off scoring wise for him, and that really affected DeRozan. DeRozan had to take a big back. So these guys are definitely hurting each other in terms of usage and scoring productivity. On paper, I mean, it's a good matchup for all of them, but I would say Fox probably the most. But we will actually look at that and how juiced did the market put him at with this total and game environment. So Fox is pretty juiced. 25.5 points. I mean, he's been all the way down to what, 23.5? I mean, he's only averaging 21 on the season, so this is a big time juice for this matchup. If he's playmaking like he's shown he can this season, I mean, the assists will be there in this matchup, but his potentials. I mean, he showed it in that Blazers game, went way down because Sabonis did his usual playmaking and pick and roll action with Herter. So you kind of want Herter to not play much. That's the problem. 12 potentials against Utah, which is a favorable assist matchup. 17 against Lakers, 14. So I would expect him to get around 10 to 12. But with this pace and bad defense, I mean, he should have a high conversion on him too. So the line 6.5, I think that's pretty fair. That's what I was going to say it should be at. But maybe if you wanted some access here, I would do the PA, or what I usually just do for Fox is fantasy, because he has stock upside and he can rack up steals. I mean, look, they have his steal line at 1.5, minus 130 on the over. So, Trey, how much he turns it over. You have a rookie, Zachariah, in there who has been turning it over a lot. Yeah, it's a good turnover spot for him. Steals. And then the assists will add up too if he can get, at least 6 assists here and a couple of stocks. Let's see what his fantasy line's at, and we'll compare it to Underdog. But just keep in mind, man, DeRozan has changed Fox's what we know of Fox of last year and the years before. Because I used to always love to play Fox fantasy in the prime matchups. 42.5, okay. 3.5 or 41.5, but that's on the high side. Let me put him at a competitive shootout, 36 minutes. I still only puts him at 38 fantasy, guys. Now, obviously, this fantasy point per minute is his average in the season, so maybe if he gets an uptick with the matchup. If we put him at like 1.1, yeah, still not getting there. He would have And essentially, he would have to average 1.2 fantasy. So that's a huge bump, like a 0.2 bump. But I mean, he could definitely do it in this matchup. He's gone over it one time this season so far against the Lakers, which he always gets up for the Lakers matchups. The Jazz one is kind of concerning. He did blow out, but that was because Sabonis went off. So, yeah, we kind of have on the Kings now. We kind of have like a Celtics conundrum and issue. So, the RA, it definitely makes sense, and that's why it's a popular pick given the matchup and the Hawks. I think you're losing out on the scoring upside here too, because the Hawks are bleeding threes. If Fox, he can knock the three ball down in the right spot, and this would be the right one. So, but you can see he's pretty distributed on his shot or his points, where they come from, like 25% from three, 25% from the paint, 34% from near the basket from probably layups and transition. And the Hawks are dead last against 3-point shooting. What's Fox's free throws on Underdog under?
Let's take a peek. 4 flat.
4 flat. It's pushy. He's a good free throw shooter, and then traditionally he gets to the free throw line because when he attacks the basket. Let me look at something real quick. Let's look. So that chart, I just want to see how accurate that chart is, because I usually just look at overall free throw attempts allowed by teams. Now that we're getting more data, I just want to confirm this. It feels safe on the push side, though, at least. Okay, so Hawks around near the top 10 for free throw attempts allowed overall to every position, to the entire team or opponent. So Nets are 1 right now, and Sixers. Oh, we should look into 80's free throws. 80 should have a monster game today. Okay. The usual suspects in here. We already looked into the matchup for Celtics on free throw shooting. All right, the Celtics are up there. They're not in the 30s though. That's for sure. So that's more mid tier. Yeah, for me it's always fantasy for Fox if you want them.
87 flat free throws.
Okay, that's his normal line. He shot terrible from the free throw line last game against the Cavs, but he got there a lot. Okay, so what was Fox's fantasy on Underdog? Is it the same?
57.15.
No, Fox.
They said, fuck you, no fantasy for him.
Oh, smart. This is in Atlanta, correct? Yeah. Let's just see how Sabonis does against him. And are the Kings on a front end of the back-to-back? That's another thing we gotta look at. They are. So they have to travel. Wow, they have to travel all the way up to Toronto, and play tomorrow. And that's a hassle. The players always say like crossing the border and going up there, especially on a back-to-back, is tough. Keep that in mind, guys. My minutes might get pulled back a little bit. So
Brandon Miller, game time decision.
okay. I would yeah, they're starting a long road trip. I think this is the first. This is going to be the first game of their road trip. Road game, our first road game of the road trip. Yeah, Sabonis went off when he played at Atlanta last time. He had 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 25 points. Then he followed up with 21 rebounds and 6 assists and only 14 points. Could be a good spot for him, but I don't take Sabonis' overs. But for those who do like Sabonis, I would consider the PRA or the RA. Yep. And then how about DeRozan? Let's see. Solid games against the Hawks. I mean, his points are pretty low at 21.5. I mean, he's been living at that 20 to 22 point range, right? 26, 23, 23. And again, he fell short against the Jazz because Sabonis went full black hole and dominated the shot volume and scored 28 points. So, only thing if you take DeRozan, yeah, you got to worry about Fox and Sabonis, obviously. But the line's back down to what I think it should be at. I mean, I think his line should be at like 20.5 going forward with all these guys. His rebounding can't be trusted. Cannot be trusted. It's all over the place, especially with guys like Sabonis out there. And then when Trey Lyles is out there as well, who's a rebounder. So for him, it's either the fantasy because he's getting the stocks still. He's picking up steals. And I've been watching that, and then he can still play make. I mean, it's getting around 7 potentials. Him and Fox work well together so far. So what is his fantasy line at? And then that's about all I would do. If I had to rank it though, if you want access to this probably shootout, I always rank Fox first, and then probably throws in either points or fantasy, and then Sabonis RA. 35.5. That's pretty steep, man. With everyone fully healthy, but he's been getting it. What do I have him? I am projected for 32. Let me just confirm that's updated. I don't know. He's going to need those stocks. At least 2. Which you can do. Okay, so he's gone up a lot since I've updated this. Alright, so 37. Feel better about that. It's from 36 minutes. And that's what he's been playing. No, he's been a hard 34. I guess it just depends on the game flow, because this has been won by 17 as a blowout. Okay, he lost out on minutes in that. And then yeah, the starters checked out early in this game too. So 36, I think, is reasonable in a close game. Okay. So 30 fantasy. The projections like him better than Fox. So, what do you guys think? You like who you like better, DDR or Fox? I definitely think the fantasy is the best option for either one in this matchup, just due to how many assists the Hawks allow, how many stocks the Hawks allow too, the large turnovers. What do you guys think? Atlanta's top 10 fantasy allowed to point guards, to small forwards. Average, but they are allowing the 5th most points to the small forward position, and then they are allowing the 2nd most points to the point guard position, right behind the Bucks. So, a little bit better matchup for Fox, but the lines are much higher. I would just maybe play each of them in a separate slip if we want access to this game matchup. And then on the Hawk side, we should have the same lineup as we did last time. Because Daniels, Dyson remains out, Bit's out again, Bogdan's out, Hunter's already out. So we should get the same starting lineup with the rookie, Sakurai, and then Roddy, who's again filling up this stat sheet. Jalen doing Jalen things and getting 1 million rebounds, which helped our Clint under. And then Clint, man, I think he might play more minutes today, guys, because of Sabonis. I remember we took an under on Clint in the same matchup when they played at Sacramento, and he closed the game, and we were like, what is going on? And it made total sense because of Sabonis, right? So let's just double check. Played 28 and then 22. Yeah, and look at his PRA. It's back down to 19.5. That's low for, I don't know. He could, if he picks up maybe a couple more minutes, that could really matter. I haven't projected. He's been ranging anywhere between 22 to 23 minutes with healthy and Conley playing. So if he gets up to like 25, 26, yeah, it's pretty low at 19.5. I feel better if it was like 20. If it was still 21.5 or 22.5. Jalen, I'm sure all his lines are pretty high, and it's not the best matchup for him here, right? So I'll probably stay away from him. Now, how about I'm gonna look at Roddy's fantasy? Have they not adjusted it enough? I mean, he was just getting stocks and just doing everything for the team. And his Swiss Army knife. Where's Jalen? Oh my god, this is the highest I've ever seen his points. 20.5. I mean, this guy's notoriously been 15.5, and then he's been resting this season at 17.5, and now we're all the way up to 20.5. And all because he played the same team twice. Bad defense. That's high. He scored 11 in 38 minutes last year against the Kings, and then 16 in 35 minutes. Let's just look at on the season how often he cleared that 20.5. But again, DeJounte Murray playing. Let's take out games without DeJounte. Oh, I can't because he's not on the team anymore on this website. Okay. 26% hit rate last year. Average 16, so. I don't know. Is it too scary to take the under, guys?
He got me last time. That motherfucker.
It's just the rebounding, man. Jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, his 3-point shooting, I mean, he's going to make about one. Makes one every game, if not 0. It's just the shot volume. He took 21 shots last game with this current lineup. I mean, he didn't even score. He didn't even shoot that well, and he still He still got this line, guys. I mean, he went 2 of 5 from the free throw line, which is horrible. That's neck level. And then he went 1 of 5 from 3 and 9 of 21 from the field, which a lot of those were close mid-range to near the basket shots. And he still went over the 20.5 points. So let's say he shoots just a little bit better and maintains the shot volume. The under would be sweaty. But his shot volume could go down if someone else just gets hot and takes over. If his shot volume goes down a little bit to, around 15, I feel a little bit better about it. Like here, this is the shot volume that I'm talking about, like 41 minutes, 15 field goal attempts. But he is getting the free throws. He's getting to the free throw line a lot, but he's just not. He shot 3 of 8, 38%, and then 2 of 5, 40%. Yeah, it's just a matter if he makes his free throws. Okay. It's a pretty high line for him, man. What's his PRA? 33.5. What was the last game? Like 31.5. Let's look at the matchup real quick. I'm spending a lot of time in this game because it's probably the best game to target for props. A lot of props. So, man, the Kings are struggling against spot up shooting. And he takes a lot of corner threes too, guys. So Kings are giving up on both coffin corners, bottom 3, and the wing 3-point shooting department. He could maybe get over that 1 3-point made today. He could. I'm staying away. But I'm not taking it over. That's for sure. With at those lines. Roddy. Let's look at Roddy. We don't have his PRA. Okay. So that means we probably don't have his fantasy, which kind of sucks. That's the only thing I would want for him. PrizePicks doesn't even have him. Maybe Underdog does, but I doubt they have his fantasy. That's the only thing I would take for Roddy. Trae Young. Who likes Trae?
You?
Who likes Trae?
You do.
I don't.
Magic will start Suggs, Black, Caldwell Pope, Franz, and Carter.
And that's what I projected. All right. He had a average game against them last year. And what did you PRA was? He had 9 assists. Which Hunter was out, but DeJounte Murray played. So, 43.5 PRA. So high, man. You gotta remember, this guy usually is around 42.5 fantasy. But he's getting it done now with DeJounte gone. And he's at home. So let's look at the home splits here. Wow. Massive splits. Hit a 48% hit rate on his PRA away and 24%. It's like doubles on the road. Is the same for the shooting? Yeah. Shoots better on the road. Something to take in mind and consider. Let's see how the Kings are against his style of offense. Average on pick and roll. Kings are. Oh, the Kings are fouling though. What's is Trae's free throw line underrated? Sorry, is it 7 or 7.5?
You're good. You said Trae?
Yeah.
There was just some news that you wanted and it popped and it went away. What was it? Cat will warm up with intent to play, I believe. Is what it was.
Okay.
Trae's free throws 8 flat.
No. See, normally it's 7. All last season it was always 7 when we had free throw props. So he's getting it, but it's very pushy. You see, we had 2 games where he's made 8 on the dot. He had 11 against Charlotte, guys. So the Jaylen Brown free throw prop. And Brooklyn's found a ton because of Ben Simmons. We'll get to that game shortly. I'm good on Trey, man. Lines are just so high. If you wanted a game stack, I'd get it, or for DF, but it's not like the Kings are like. I mean, their defense is. I mean, they're allowing the second least point guards, but a lot of that could be the who they played, because they played Portland. Simons played like crap that game, and they played Jazz. So Keontae George shot like shit. So that number can't be trusted. They're just giving up points. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stay away from the Hawks today. I don't want to trust the rookie. I will say Zachariah is like racking up stocks. I don't even know how many he had. 5 last game. So if anything, you just take his fantasy. But man, that guy's shooting can't be trusted. So. One second. Okay. I doubt we have his fantasy, right? Oh, we do. How many stocks did he actually have? He had 3. Okay. And they have 4 for that same matchup, though. So, the thing is like, you could either, if you like stock props, could be a good one, or you just take the fantasy because he's gonna play 35 minutes. The only thing is his shooting. So he had 4 stocks against the Wizards first time, right? And fell short of the fantasy because he shot terrible that game, and he only had 4 points. So you're gonna need him to score around, 10, 12 minimum. Get that fantasy. Feel good about that fantasy, because he's not. Yeah, RA. I would say slightly on the fantasy and just hope that the shots fall. I don't play stock props, but if you do, the 1.5 block steal. I'm active on defense, man. Young and aggressive, so it's minus 130 on at least a bet MGM. So it's not bad value on PrizePicks, but just know it's a stock prop. I'll put that on some low lines, right? I did watch him though in those games against the Wizards, and he was very active defensively. Oops. Okay. All right, we'll go much quicker now in these other games. Lakers at Raptors. AD is in a phenomenal spot, fantasy-wise. The Raptors are getting destroyed by centers. In terms of fantasy, Big Nick had, look at that, Raptors are number 2. Fantasy allowed to centers. I mean, Big Nick had, what do you have, 60? Let's double check. I think definitely career high against Pirtle and the Raptors. Yeah, 60 on the dot, 60.8. What'd you eat? Oh my gosh, 42 PRA, guys. 80 should just absolutely feast. Question is, do you want the first half or the full game? Lakers are 9.5 point favorites. Lakers have been stumbling a little bit. Yeah, they had a tough matchup at Cleveland, but they got blown out. They blew a 20-point lead against the Suns, lost. So they're coming off of 5 L's. This would be the get right spot here against the depleted Raptors team. But they have to travel into Toronto on this road trip. But after this game, they get a a break. They get like a 2 or 3 day rest. They don't play tomorrow. What do you guys think? I think you want some exposure to AD here in this match. Free throws definitely in play. If you think it goes the distance, I would do the fantasy. If you don't, then I would just do the first half. It's 28 flat, so it's juiced, right? Because he's normally 27.5. But he can get that in this matchup, guys, for sure. Faux show. Just looking on the season so far. Oh, he didn't get it against the Cavs. He was missing his free throws. He went. Man, he's on the free throw line so much, like even just in the first half. So he's only cleared this fantasy line once this season. He's playing 18 minutes. If he plays his normal 18, that puts him at 29.8. So it's close. It's right there. What's the PRA? His PRA normally in the first half is 21.5, so that's juice as well. I don't know. I always like having his stock upside, especially if Pirtle's trying to score. He should get a couple blocks on him. I would just go with the first half fantasy for him, and then that he could clear that free throw prop in the as well. You said it's 7 flat, underrated?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm good on everything else Lakers-wise. It's pretty much AD and that's it on this team right now. LeBron's dealing with like an illness. He was sick in that Cavs game, so talked about it after the game. It's still lingering.
Probably sick of his son being around.
Yeah, right. And then RJ's lines are all appropriately adjusted now. I don't like Pirtle in this matchup. $20 fantasy for first half. That's crazy. It was just 16.5 that last. Or sorry, 17 flat. That's right, it was. And his fantasy last game was 35.5. So what is it now? And I thought that was too low. 39.5. That's more appropriate. If he plays normal 35 minutes here. See, the problem is that we only have 2 games for him sample size this season, and only 1 game with this unit. So, and that was in a prime matchup against the Hornets. So you gotta take that with a grain of salt. If you put him down to his like normal, I think he's around 1.06 last year. So at 37 fantasy. So potential blowout. Not the best matchup for him. Not like the Hornets. You get Bronny James at 1.5 point. Oh yeah, Reddick was talking about this late, and we saw this in the other stream the other day. The Lakers' transition defense is really bad. They're not getting back on defense. Only one doing it is Max Christie. So, yeah, I would say if you run AD's full game, thinking it's going to stay close to the end, then I would run it back with RJ. I mean, if it is staying close, RJ's carrying the team again. Is his RA juiced as well? Because he was racking up the RAs in that last game. He had 12. Yeah, it's up to 10.5. I think it was 9.5 last game. No, 8.5, and then heavy juice on the over. So we're a big bump here. You want a scoring upside here in this matchup, I think, as well. So it would just be fantasy or fade or PRA. Magbo was picking up playing solid minutes and starting, and he's the rookie from my area, right? UCSF. He's from San Fran School. We bet on his unders in college last year. He burned us. So
Hey, we remember that guy. Thanks.
yeah, you remember him?
I remember him burning us. Magbo.
He's a good rebounder, but this Pirtle was dominating the glass. So I don't do anything rebound related, but points are pretty low for if he's going to play 26, 27 minutes again. It's minus 154 though. He could get in foul trouble here though against AD for sure. So I fade. I'm fading Pirtle. If you guys want, we can look at Pirtle's history against AD. Didn't play him last season. So there you go. I'm good on the turtle. AD's too athletic for him, man. Pacers, Pelicans waiting on a lot unless it's dropped, but four stream of Miles Turner and Nembhard are questionable. Turner missed last game, but this Nembhard being questionable is new. If Nembhard's out, then I think Halliburton assists wise makes total sense. And then probably McConnell picks up more minutes. So it's interesting that he's pre-juiced on the under for his 9.5. Even with that Nembhard news and tag. I think it could be worth the risk. Let's just look. I can quickly look at his assist rate with Nembhard out on the off court tool as well. So he averaged 11 assists with Nembhard out last season. The games he didn't get it, they got blown out by double digit. But yeah, he averaged He averaged 10.4 in the season with otherwise. So he definitely gets a bump in the assists with Nembhard out, and then let's just look at his PA. Yeah, I'll just go with assists for him. You don't want to rely on his scoring. Okay. What do you guys think? If you want to roll the dice now, I have no idea if he's gonna actually play or not. This is a new tag, so could be risky, but he's 9 flat on Underdog. Or on PrizePicks. I'm sure he's 9.5 on Underdog, and I'm sure there's a boost if you take the over. So I don't mind that, man. Taking it now and hoping that Nembhard sits. It's only a 4.5 point spread. It's a real healthy total at 232. Pelicans defense has looked awful with this skeleton squad and DeJounte gone. I mean, the Warriors G League squad was putting up points on them and beating them in back-to-back games. So there's not a defense to fear. Not like how they were last season. The Pelicans were always like top 10 defense last year. So, yeah, I don't get why there's juice on the under. We saw Siakam with Turner out. Siakam dominating the scoring last game. He could do it again, but I'm sure he's bumped up now. So, yeah, he's normally 20.5 or 21.5. He's up to 22.5. I hate relying on his fantasies. The guy sometimes just gets no stocks or assists, so his stocks are so hard to trust, man. Like, look at this. The steals. There's random steal games, and most of the time it's 0. It doesn't really get blocks either. I mean, maybe his assists go up with Nembhard if Nembhard's out as well. We can just quickly check that because that pretty low line because the ball's not rotating or going through Nembhard. It goes up a little bit. He averaged 4.2 in the season, and then with Nembhard out, 4.7.
Quickly is out.
Okay. 4.8. Yeah, a slight boost in the assist department. It's always risky trusting his assist prop, though. Let's just look at his potentials this year. Eight, 4, 7, 3. See, I hate that seeing that 3. It's all over the place, guys. It's volatile. Like seeing 2 games with him having 3 or 4 pistols, and the only reason he got 4 that game is that he had 100% conversion, which you don't want to rely on. That's not gonna always happen. These guys aren't gonna shoot perfect, right? Yeah, I'm good on that. And then the Pelicans, man, Zion, he's sick. He's out of shape. He looks awful. I can't believe his points are 28.5. That's insane. But it's the Pacers, and their defense has been awful. I don't want to sweat that under. He could definitely bounce back today, but man, does he look bad. What's his free throw prop at? Underrated? He's a terrible free throw shooter, but the Pacers are going to foul him so much in this game.
You want to cuss him out when he misses free throws? Okay, hold on. Let me look.
You just get there just pure volume.
6.5.
I would take it. I mean, I could see him taking 12 to 14 free throws today. Yeah, the Pacers up there, top 3 in free throws. At his position and just overall. Let's see how he's shooting from the free throw line this season. And if Hawkins is questionable in game time, like if he's out, then it's going to increase Zion's shooting even more. EJ McCollum's already rolled out, right? So with his shot volume, he's going to draw fouls on this team. And if Miles Turner's out again and we get Isaiah Jackson, yeah. Oh, man, look at this against the Warriors. 2 of 7. But he's just taking – the free throws are there. He's just got to make them, man. Like, he got there his first game again in the season because he took 14 free throws. That's what I project him for tonight. So can he shoot 57% from the free throw line? Or around 50%? And not 26%? Oh my gosh, is that bad? Come on, Zion. You can make your free throws, buddy. Yeah, that's about all I like. I don't trust BI for anything. You said 7.5 underrated?
6.5.
6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need him to shoot 50%. Because I project him for 14 free throws today. Okay. You guys got anything else for that game? You think 44.5 PRA is still in play? If you can't play his fantasy for which player, Matt?
Is it Zion or no? Must have been something before.
Oh, AD.
Must be.
Yeah, the only concern is blowout. And lose on minutes. But the good thing is, like, they don't play tomorrow. So I don't have to worry about getting pulled early. And he's just playing huge minutes. Yeah, that's tricky. I mean, he should crush that PRA if he plays his normal 38 minutes. A little bit of risk there, right? 9.5 point spread. But I mean, at least it's in Toronto. I say that definitely helps. Nuggets at T-Wolves, I'm good in this game, man. I think the only big thing is Aaron Gordon's questionable. So if he's out, that is a boost to guys like MPJ and Jokic rebounding for sure. But other than that, Nuggets offense has been horrible. They've been riding on Jokic. They're going to run him to the ground. But Jokic has dominated Gobert. But, I mean, it's a 219 total. It's in Minnesota. I'm sure Jokic's lines are sky high now after coming off of, like, multiple 30-point games. 27.5. He's back down a little bit, and he got up to 28.5 last game. Yeah, I mean, he's just... But, yeah, he crushed Gobert in back-to-back meetings last year. He dropped 35, 32, 32. 4 games in a row on him. He just notoriously dominates him. Must get in his head. And it's Gobert. Yeah. We've seen this matchup a lot, right? We saw it 4 times in the regular season last year. We saw it in the playoffs. We saw Minnesota dominate him. So, yeah. I'm good, man. Let me know if you guys got anything for this game. We can revisit it later in Discord or something if Aaron Gordon's ruled out and what that's going to open up. But, yeah, that's about it. All right, OKC, we got one of the best teams versus one of the worst teams. And underrated Blazers and playing at home against the Thunder. We got, what do we got?
Blazers are pretty good. I mean, you meant the Thunder are the bad team, right?
Yeah. Thunder, number 1 defense, man, by far.
Where's the under?
Yeah, let's look. SGA is taking more threes now. I don't know if you guys noticed. Taking a lot more threes. They said they wanted to work on that this season. Make him a more efficient 3-point shooter. Sorry. And then Dort, man. Guy went nuclear from 3. If he can hit his threes like he did last game, they're gonna be like how when Draymond would hit his threes and play defense. Oh man, they're gonna be unstoppable. And they got Casey Wallace on for defense, and then they have the young guys come off the bench, AJ Mitchell. Yeah, and they're too good right now. And they are on the front end of a back-to-back, so keep that in mind. They play tomorrow in LA against the Clippers. Game of the week for us for Harden's under points. So minutes might get cut back here. It's the Blazers. We saw Ty Lue cut back minutes because when the Clippers are on the front end versus the Blazers, OKC might do the same thing here. So be careful taking overs on the Thunder here. I will say though, if you want to over, Chet's first half fantasy is, if it's not too juiced, I mean that's a nice one to target. How active Aiton's going to be, and then how easy Chet should be able to score on him as well. But I'm sure his lines are so high now with how productive he's been. Last time we played them, he dropped 29 fantasy, 16 points. But then early in the season, oh yeah, he cleared it. He's gone way over whatever the line is. 3 out of the 4 last year. Aiton didn't play in 2 of those games. Oh yeah, I remember that. It was Dupe the Loop, Dupe Breathe. Okay, so but he still dominated. He had 2 blocks against Aiton in just 13 minutes, but he's playing way more minutes than that now because I know they were kind of holding him back early on last season. I remember we were slamming his over first half fantasy in this matchup last year. What's he playing? Okay, he's playing 15 to 17 minutes. And he's 26, 22, 22, 32. That's pretty good. It's consistent, guys. What's his line? I imagine it's got to be, what, 21 and a half? 21 and a half? Let's see. $21 flat. Oh, okay. Even better. He's gone over that every game so far. I don't see why he would stop against the Blazers unless his minutes just come down a little bit because they're on the front end. Or, of course, if he gets in foul trouble, too. It's the only thing with first half props. But, I think it's worth the risk in this matchup. Jot that down. All right. That's about it for OKC.
Brandon Miller out.
That sucks. I wanted Miles unders, but okay. Yep. All right.
And Zach LaVine will play.
Unders. Yeah, man. I think Simons is the way to go here. Let's just confirm based on the matchup. Look at that. The OKC 1 defense and pick and roll. They're not allowing free throws. They're number 1 in isolation. Yeah, I think it's Simons. And look, the bookies adjusted his lines because of the matchup. He's down to 19.5. He's never been at less than 20. Question is, do you want to straight up points or do you want to PRA? What do you guys think? Last year he scored 14 in 20 minutes, 17 in 33 minutes, and 29 points in 40 minutes. Did that game go to overtime? Lost by 8. That's just when he was playing huge minutes. It's a low 3. That's the only thing. But look at it. He's getting all his stuff from free throw line. 10 of 11, 6 of 6. Except these games. He only went 2 of 2 and he still dropped 25. That was his first game shooting plus more than 20. It's weird that OKC's not fouling the guard. Grant, he gets up for this matchup against this former squad, so I would leave him alone. Let's confirm that. Dropped 18 and 20. He has the potential to score when he wants to, but he's taking a backseat scoring last 2 games. What's going on? He's just shooting poorly. He's just shooting bad. 3 of 12, 3 of 14. It's just in a slump. Shot volume's consistent, though. It's going to take around 15, 17 shots here. And then Aiton, his matchup. Look at this red. Number 2 in 3-point defense. Number 1 in mid-range pick and roll as well. 4 against one of the coffin corners. 5th in paint. Oh my gosh, man. I guess his defense is good. Only thing is they're giving up putbacks still because they're struggling to rebound still. So they're almost bottom 5 in putbacks, and that's Ayton can do that, right? That's how he gets 38% of his points. So I wouldn't mess with Ayton. He could get there from just sheer putbacks. Everyone else's lines are just too low. It's got to be Simons or Grant, in my opinion. Maybe split them up, do one under in one slip and the others under in the other slip. So it's just a matter of do you need PRA or points is the question. If Simons say he's struggling shooting and he's playmaking more instead and getting some lucky rebounds, maybe he still gets over the PRA but stays under the points because his PRA is 27.5, right? Because it looks like he's still averaging about 6 RA to 6 to 8 on the season. So if he gets like 19 points and 9 RA, I'm just gonna say points for both of them. What do you guys think?
I think I love unders. And yeah, both those guys can score, though. It is a little scary.
It's a low line for him, right? They adjusted.
Yeah, they don't like these unders we're getting.
Is there any advantage? No, there's no advantage to the first half because you'd want the blowout potential. Because the spread, I'm sure. What's the spread? $11.5. Yeah, there's no advantage for the first half. Okay. Because he's playing, I assume he's playing normal minutes first half versus second half. Some guys' minutes get front loaded or back loaded. Yeah, it looks pretty much even split. 18 minutes, 18 minutes. Yeah, you just can't get hot from 3 and feel better about it if he's not playing 36 minutes. And blowouts, he's still playing minutes. That's the thing. Lost by 36, he still played 33 minutes. So it looks like his minutes are going to go down by like 3 or 4 in a blowout. What about Grant? Lost by 36. Yeah, he's still playing 33 minutes. Although these games, went down a little bit. Looks like blowout is not going to really help that much. It's going to shave off a few minutes. Just out of curiosity, and then we'll get out of here. How is he starting off cold? Sammers tends to take him time to warm up. Looks like he dropped 15, 8, 15, 6, 10. I mean, yeah, most of these games he's shooting terrible from 3 early on in the first half. 1 of 4, 1 of 4, 3 of 8, 0 of 4, 0 of 3. So it's just a matter if he's making his 3 ball. And I imagine the line's too low. It's probably, 9.5? I would not feel good about that. 10 flat, Grant's been pretty productive in the first half too, so yeah, just full game I guess then. But the lines are low. Okay. Anything else, guys? Anything else? 80, yeah, Matt. Yeah, 80. I mean, I love the matchup. It's the blowout concern. But last thing, UFC, we have a fight now tomorrow, and these are the 3 ones I'm gonna core. Mike, Diniz, and Zalah. So I'm gonna go with these 3 as my core play. If you don't like betting on heavyweight fights, because any weird stuff can happen, like Derek Lewis doing a flying knee in the first 10 seconds, like he's done in the past.
All right.
You can take out that one, and he's still. I mean, it's about minus 140, depending on what site you're on. But you can maybe add something else. But I mean, those are the 3 that I like the most. And I have a slight lean on Jourdain. I just worry. I mean, his chin. He's just been knocked out recently, and he went down a weight. So this is his first time fighting in this weight class. So we'll just have to see how he looks on the scale at this new weight class first. But I like, looks good. But yeah, other than that, there's a core 3 I'm gonna go with. So if you want to ride, to make it an interesting card that starts a little bit earlier. It's in Canada, Edmonton. So those are the 3. I'm gonna get revenge back on Derek Lewis. He's lost a ton of fights, and we'll probably lose this one unless he gets a lucky knee or punch.
Big Derek.
But yeah, Salah, I feel probably the most confident on is Juiced, but he is the next up and rising in his weight class, and UFC probably want to fast track him, and yeah, he should get it done against Jack Shore, who's much more out of shape than Salah. So Salah's conditioning elite in this matchup, and then Mallet, I like his grappling here in this matchup against Trevin. So those are 3, and then underrated back on Monday. I think going forward, we try to do some night before streams. I just have to see how the schedule goes. It's just so hard when I'm trying to watch the actual games, and then also trying to get the sheets ready and do the streams. But we'll try to do that because it's gonna be hard to going forward to have these long streams in the afternoon. So we'll figure out a way to break it up. But yeah, maybe the afternoon streams we just quickly go over like plays after news drops, and like a research breakdown, and try to do that the night before. But we'll see. But yeah, we'll be back at it on Monday. I hope everyone has a good weekend. Underrated.
Sounds good. Not much. Anthony Davis available to play. We already knew that just came through. And no, I mean, just chilling, man. We'll see how UFC does tomorrow, and we'll get into Discord right now and try to find a few unders right now. See what we can do.
Undertakers unite.
Yes. All right. Sounds good, bro. Thanks.
All right, guys. Later, guys.